Ladies and gentlemen, a couple of weeks ago I made mention it's sort of like the changing of the guard in the micro sprints of POWRi. And one of those drivers that up until this year you didn't hear a lot about him, and that's Tyler Kuykendall. Tyler, currently tied second in points. Tell us about the year that you've had so far this year.
We've definitely had our ups and downs, but we're trying to come out here at our home track. Hopefully we get it done tonight. Had a couple of issues last weekend, but hopefully we can do good tonight.
Still looking for that first POWRi win. What would it mean to you to get it right here at your home track?
That would be pretty awesome to have it at my home track, especially out here being my first POWRi win. That would be pretty awesome.
What about the competition with POWRi? I've always heard, to be a driver, you've got to run POWRi. You got to run against some of the best in the business.
Yeah, it's definitely hard running with them. It's a lot harder than all the other things that I've raced with, but hopefully we can do good this year and get Rookie of the Year.
What about the learning curve? What have you learned most this year with running with the likes of Joby Miller, a two-time champion, and drivers like that?
You just got to race a lot harder. You got to be more aggressive, and hopefully you have a good car.
Maybe this weekend will be your weekend, Tyler.
Yeah, I hope so too.
One driver is going to be very busy this weekend here at Sweet Springs Motorsports Complex, and that's Brent Roick out of Lincoln, Missouri. He'll be driving the non-wing micro, the Outlaw micro, and he'll also be driving for Chad Shields in the Lucas Oil POWRi National Midgets. Brent, you're going to have a busy weekend, buddy.
Yes, sir. It's going to be a busy one. Hopefully weather holds off and we can have a good night in all three classes. Get out here. It's nice to have a good show here. Hopefully car count turns out and everything turns out the way we want.
Well, Brannigan, let's talk first about your Outlaw wing car and your non-wing car. Now, what kind of driving style does it take to switch from the wing car to the non-wing?
So the biggest thing the first time I switched over to non-wing, because I started with a wing car, it's you have to drive the car. With a wing, it helps turn you, it helps get you where you need to be. But non-wing, you have to put the car where you want it to go. It's a lot more driver. And it's the same in the midget. The midget's got a lot more power, but when I switched over to non-wing, I loved it. And that's why I'm stepping up to the midget, and it's a nice change, and look forward to doing it some more often.
What about the horsepower? Does that come into play even more without the wing as it does with the wing, or is it vice versa?
So from my experience, it does make a difference. Sometimes it can hurt you, sometimes it can help you. It just depends. You get in a tight situation, you can motor out of it, power out of it, use your foot, and get out of a hole sometimes. But other times, if you're not driving the lane right, you miss your mark, you'll burn the tires off, and then people get on it, you get over you, and you just make mistakes. But it's all about trying to stay consistent and run a good line.
Let's talk about the midget now. And driving for Chad Shields, he's a two-time POWRi West car owner champion. Third in points. You're having a pretty good year.
Yeah, it's been a decent year. I've made a handful of mistakes lately, but each night you got to get done with it, go on to the next one, and look ahead and take a new step. Learn from your mistakes, try and figure out what you're doing wrong, and just attack each week like it's its own. It's been a great blessing to work with Chad this year, and had the opportunity. Now, after this year, like I said, I think I'm going to continue running midgets for a while. This year was something new, and looking forward to what's coming later on.
What's the biggest learning curve that you've had with the midget?
So, horsepower controlling, getting the car under you. You got to keep the car under you, because I've noticed a lot of the times my mistake, I get out of the gas going in the corners, and the car binds up and you get off the gas, and when you stay in the gas, it helps rotate, get you around the corner a lot easier. So that's a big difference. The horsepower and learning how to handle it and use it properly is the right thing.
Going to be very busy. I know you got a lot of work to do. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Brent Roick. He'll be driving car number 44, and car number 44. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, the POWRi Racing League season is just about to come to a conclusion. But this weekend, we're at the Sweet Springs Motorsports Complex, and we've got a points battle. Two drivers going at it. 13-year-old Brent Cruz is right now 90 points behind Bryant Wiedemann. Brent, you've got 4 victories on the season this year, and you've had a good year, of course, with the CB Industries team.
Yeah, it's been really great. We've slacked a little bit on points, so I've won a couple races, but I just got to get a little bit better consistency-wise, and hopefully we can catch up on Bryant.
Now, you talk about consistency-wise. What do you guys do? Do you do anything special to the race cars, knowing that this point battle is so close?
No, we pretty much do the same thing. Our car's been really fast all year. I've made a couple mistakes that's made us fall a little bit behind, but I'm hoping we can catch up.
Short track here at Sweet Springs. Do you like the short tracks or do you like the high-speed tracks?
I'm a big fan of bull rings, but I have to say that I'm better on the big tracks, but bull rings have my heart.
90 points separating you and Bryant Wiedemann. 7 races left going, counting tonight and everything. But what do you think you'll do to close that gap and possibly take the point lead?
Hopefully we can just clock off some more wins and keep being consistent as we have been super recently. But all we can do is do our best, and we can't worry about points. Just worry about clocking off these races.
Brent, you sound like a very, very adult driver, and you're only 13 years old, pal.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's come down to a 2-driver point battle for the championship for the Lucas Oil POWRi National Midget League this year. We talked to Brent Cruz earlier. Now we're going to talk to the point leader, Bryant Wiedemann out of Colby, Kansas. Bryant, you've had a great year.
Yeah, it's been a very consistent year with a lot of podium finishes, and finally got that first win, and that felt amazing. Just looking to have a couple more consistent runs. I think we can seal off this points battle at the end of the year, and just looking to finish off the year with hopefully a good finish, and just really excited for the way this season has come out.
You've got 24 starts. As you said, you finally got that first win. You got 13 top 5 and 21 of the 24 top 10 finishes. Very, very consistent.
Yeah, I think consistency has definitely been the key. We had a few finishes that weren't great early in the year, but I think we've really got that under control, and really been clicking off consistent runs every single night, and just looking to finish it out that way. And I can't thank this whole KKM crew. Without them, I wouldn't be here where I am today. And Coleman Power Sports are hopping along board. Yerf Dog, everyone else who helps out on the car. Just an unbelievable team, and unbelievable year for me.
You know, Brian, I was there, interviewed you when you got your first micro win, and it's always a pleasure to get first-time winners. And is that just, that win meant so much to you. Is it just a relief that you finally got one?
Yeah, definitely a relief. It kind of felt like I got the monkey off my back finally, and hopefully it gives me a little more confidence in the upcoming nights to maybe click off another one or two. But yeah, definitely felt good to get that one off my back, and just looking to hopefully click off another one.
90 points separating you and Brent. Is there a little more pressure now toward the end of the season to perform better?
Oh yeah, definitely. We've been really keeping a close eye on the points battle this last couple weekends, and early in the year I just was racing for to have fun and have good finishes, but I didn't ever think I'd be at top of the points lead and be in a points battle like this. And yeah, he's been really clicking off some good finishes lately, but a couple of my favorite tracks are coming up, and tracks I like, and so hopefully those kind of tracks can help me out and seal this deal off.
At Sweet Springs this weekend, short track, that was your upbringing, short track racing and micros. Do you like the short tracks as opposed to the big high-speed tracks?
Yeah, definitely. These tracks like this, like Sweet Springs, I-44, Port City, tracks that are coming up, definitely my kind of places. It's a couple lines. You can either run the bottom or slow roll the bottom, or you can hit it up on the top, up on the cushion. And I really like those kinds of tracks where it's just 2-lane racing and not just 1 lane, usually like these big tracks around the top.
Maybe we'll see you in victory lane at a number 2 victory.
Yep, hope so. Thank you.
Brian Wiedemann, he drives car number 01, the Speedway Toyota, Bullet by Spike chassis, Keith Kearns, Curb Agajanian Motorsports.